guys, so before I go ahead and show you this recipe, I just want to introduce you to Ingrid's Bridal. It's our sister company providing all things a wedding. If you're looking for your wedding dress, if you're looking for your bridesmaids dresses, wedding accessories and supplies, Ingrid's Bridal is a place for you to check out. www.ingridsbridal.com. And as always, thank you so much for your support, and let's go ahead and get to this recipe. This is what we're going to make. Let's get to it. All right, guys. So I'm going to apologize ahead of time. I do have threat throat, and my throat is killing me, but I promised to get this episode up this week. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. Also, in some part of this episode, I kind of zoomed too close into the fish, and so it looks a little fuzzy, so I apologize for that ahead of time. So I have cleaned my fish, and what I'm doing, I'm adding some Jamaican jerk seasoning. Now this is sold in the store. It comes in jars, but I have the super huge container, so I'm not gonna bore you and show you that. But I went ahead and take a little bit, and I just thoroughly rub it into the cavity of the fish, and that's gonna give me, the taste that I'm looking for. I'm doing something a little bit different on this fish as well. I slice the top, so I'm adding callaloo, which is kind of like spinach. So I'm adding callaloo, and I'm adding some onions and garlic to the cavity. I'm gonna do that on both sides, but I did it on the first side, and then I'll flip the fish over, and I'll go ahead and do it on that side. Now I did a previous oven steamed fish, and I love fish like I mentioned, and this is just different version of me enjoying fish. So what I have in here is pimento, I have sage, I have thyme, I have oregano and mistress dash, and I'm just kind of throwing it into the cavity of the fish. So once the fish is steaming, it's going to release all of these amazing flavors into the fish, which is going to make it taste amazing. So it's all about the spices that you use that's going to bring out that goodness of the fish. Now I'm going to go ahead and stuff callaloo. Now, like I mentioned, it's similar to spinach, but this is just what we have in Jamaica. It's called callaloo. So my other side of the family is everybody's from Jamaica. So it's called callaloo, and it's you'll find it in most of the Caribbean store. And then I went ahead and I put some onions and garlic. I kind of chopped it together, minced it up, and then I went ahead and put that in there. I'm using cherry tomato. So I went ahead and cut the cherry tomatoes, and I'm just also going to go ahead and put that into the cavity of the fish. Once this is finished baking, guys, ooh, it's going to be so delicious. This is my life. Okay, I love this stuff. So putting enough tomatoes in there. Now you don't have to overstuff the cavity. You can put some more of the vegetables on the outside, and that's what I'll do later on. I'm gonna go ahead and add some green peppers. Now, what I love about my fish is that it needs to be colorful, and adding all of these different vegetables is definitely adding color and interest. All right, butter. You have to put butter in it because the butter is what's gonna create. Um, Butter gives it a good flavor. It makes it moist, and it also releases that buttery flavor, and it helps with cooking it because you can't just put this into the oven just like that. You have to put some sort of water, some sort of liquid, and the butter will melt with the coconut milk, and that's going to create the moisture that you need to cook this fish. Now this is a pretty good sized fish. It's really large. This is gonna take me about half an hour, 20 minutes to half an hour to cook. Now I'm gonna flip it over, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna go ahead and add some of my callaloo, onions, and garlic in the cavity of the fish. Once again, I'm just putting more flavors on the fish. So no matter which part of the fish you're enjoying, all the flavors are gonna be hitting you from every angle. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put that in there. Now, callaloo may take a little bit longer to cook, so this is why you want to leave it in the oven for about at least 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And if, of course, if the fish is much bigger, then you'd have to leave it a little longer. But most of the times, you'll know when it's finished because you can start to smell it, like your whole kitchen just have this amazing aroma. so you kind of know around the time that it's finished. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip the fish back over, and I'm gonna finish up um, putting some more spices on here. Once again, I do apologize. I had the camera in super close, so it's looking a little fuzzy, but nonetheless, I'm just filling the cavity of the fish, and then I'm just filling in some goodness into the little pocket that I created on the fish. I'm gonna go ahead and add sweet potatoes because y'all know I love sweet potatoes. Um, this fish will usually last me about 1 day because I'll start when I'm finished. I'll be on it, and then I'll leave it for a little bit, and then I'll come back and I'll be on it again. So it goes really quick in my household. So I'm gonna put thinly sliced sweet potatoes all across the fish. Um, because the sweet potato with the callaloo and the fish, oh, and all of the spices, ooh, goodness. I mean, super goodness. I'm going to add some additional butter because, like I mentioned, um, the fish does need moisture in order for it to cook. So when the butter is melted, it's going to give you that moisture that you're going to need to make sure that the fish doesn't burn, but instead that it will cook. So I have some more sweet peppers. I'm going to go ahead and add the additional sweet peppers on the top. Now, you don't have to put it on the top. You can put it on the sides. You can put it at the back of the fish. You can put it wherever. Just tweak it. Make it unique to you. Have fun. Cooking is all about having fun and enjoying yourself. And I'm going to go ahead and add some coconut milk. Remember, the fish needs some sort of moisture in order for it to cook. So the coconut milk is going to infuse flavor, and yet it's going to give us the liquid that we need so that the fish doesn't burn. So the same stuff that I added in the cavity, which will be the sage, thyme, oregano, pimento, mistress dash. I just went ahead and sprinkled some on the top of the fish. And so now I'm going to go ahead and seal it. And once again, y'all, I apologize. I didn't realize that the camera was so close. So it was looking a little fuzzy. But here is the finished product before it's cooked. I have some additional tomatoes and I'm going to add those. Tomatoes and steamed fish is like king. You have to have tomatoes, just like you have to have coconut milk. So I have some more garlic and ginger. I'm going to go ahead and add that to it because once it's cooked, yes, the flavors. So I'm going to go ahead and secure it. Now, this is like a medium to large size snapper, and it's probably I'm going to leave it for at least 20 minutes, maybe 25. That will give the callaloo enough time to cook, and all of my vegetables will be cooked and ooh, just ooey goo amazing. So I'm adding a little bit more coconut milk and I'm going to go ahead and seal it. I'm using 3 levels of foil paper. Why? Because once it starts cooking, um, the butter is going to melt and then the coconut milk, they're going to melt together, and so it's going to become really watery. Not watery, well, yeah, it's going to release water, but that's what you can actually use to drizzle over the fish and make it even more juicy just before you eat it. So I'm using 3 layers just to make sure that all of the goodness stays into one section. I'm not trying to have it all over my bacon pan. So go ahead and secure it. We're going to put it in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. Like I said, you're going to know when it's done because you're going to start smelling this amazing aroma in your kitchen. Yeah, that's right. You'll know when it's done. So go ahead and do that. Make sure you seal it super, super tight. Just make sure it's because you don't want it to become undone while it's cooking. All done, guys. Please don't forget to give me 2 thumbs up. Please go ahead and subscribe so this way you'll get notification of all of my new episodes. And shout out to all of our new subscribers. I'll see you guys in the next episode.